How can you game uninterrupted even when the power goes out? Well, you're going to want to look into getting one of these. And as the name suggests, a UPS or uninterruptible power supply continues to provide your components with power even if it loses power from its source. It does this through its battery backup, which remains charged as long as the device is plugged in. Then as soon as it detects that it's losing power from your wall socket, it kicks in and the battery continues to supply your components with those sweet, sweet electrons. Now a device like this has two sets of 5 ports. 5 of them are just a surge protector like you probably already have, and the other 5 are backed up with the battery, so anything plugged into here will remain powered even through a small brownout or total blackout. Now it depends on how much stuff you have plugged in for how much time you're gonna get on the battery. For 100 watts of power draw, you're gonna see a little over an hour of usage, but typically if you're gaming or doing any kind of editing or anything on the computer, you'll probably be using a little bit more than 100 watts. For example, when I'm making this video, actually right now I calculated and it was 217 watts I was drawing, so I'd get roughly about 30 minutes left to save my work or save my game and get to a stopping point before I'd actually lose any progress. Now if you're actually gaming, it's going to depend on the hardware that you actually have in your computer, but typically you might see somewhere around 400, maybe 500 if you're really pushing it with a AAA title, of watts that you're actually drawing. So this might give you about 15 to 20 minutes of time to finish your game, get to a save point, and make sure that you're not losing any of your progress. But if you don't know those numbers, don't worry, because on the front screen, as many UPSs have, they actually show you this information up front. It'll give you the amount of watts you're drawing and the estimated time that you would have if you lost power right at that moment. So that'll be depending on how charged your battery is, and it'll depend on how much load you're actually drawing at that time. So go ahead, load up your favorite game, and you can just see how much time you would actually have left depending on if you lost power at that time. Another great benefit of getting a UPS is you're getting clean electricity. And what I mean by that is most UPSs out there, including the one here, has what's called an AVR, or an automatic voltage regulator. The regulator makes sure that the power that goes from the UPS to your system is a constant 120 volts. The power that comes from your wall is actually 120, but it varies because it has these high and low spikes. So you're not exactly getting perfect 120 volts, and that's what we call dirty electricity. And over time, giving this spiky electricity to your components can actually damage the circuitry. So a nice, smooth, and clean 120 volts constantly to all your components is going to make them run the happiest and last the longest. If you're curious about the UPS I have here today, I'll have it linked down in the description right next to that like button, but I'll also throw in some others there depending on your scenario. So not everyone needs as big of a battery as you may be if you're just running a single console and a TV versus something like 3 4K monitors and a full tower system. So I'll go ahead and throw some options in there if you are curious about some UPSs. Now note, I have not tried all of these as I only have the one, but I'll try to find some brands that I know are reputable. I highly recommend investing in a UPS. They can save you a ton of time in the future, and even if the battery ends up going bad after a few years, you can always just replace the battery for a fraction of the cost and continue using the same UPS. Thanks for checking out my video, guys. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions or comments or just want to express yourself, go ahead and do that in the comments. I'll be down there chatting with you guys. And if you want to continue and learn more, consider subscribing, or you can go ahead and just check out this video here to learn a bit more about computers. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you all in the next video. Dang it.